Hey guys, we are going to be building a compost bin today because I am so ready to get all the clippings that are grown up here on the rooftop garden to compost, and so that we can spread these nutrients back into this garden. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Wendy, and I just got started with a rooftop sky garden, and today I'm going to be building a compost bin. This compost bin is going to be difficult for rodents to get in, so it would be rodent-free, leak-free, so that it could be easy to, move this around in case I need to, and rain can't get into it, and it's got to be pretty easy to do. Even though I am starting out with the size 27-gallon container, but feel free to use any container, size containers that you like, and I am putting this on the rooftop, but you can put this anywhere you like. So that's what I'll be doing first, is to make this compost bin, and then I'll show you the updates of what I have done this week, which is, yes, I finished up the drain design, and I'll show you how I installed the strainer as well. So thank you to all of you guys in previous video reminding me that I need to get the strainer in. That was the goal for this week. Okay, let's get started with the compost bin first. For this project, all I need is a power drill, or you can use a hand drill, and a Forstner, or I think this is called a Forstner, or a step bit would work as well, or even just a simple drill bit. I chose the 1-inch because it's big enough for good ventilation, but also not too big so that rodents can get inside. So drilling along the sides should prevent rain, in case of rain, for getting in there. If it does get in, no big deal, because it will drain, and like I said, this tray does have a drain hole. Okay, let's do this. There we go. And okay, I don't like this tool because it breaks everything and makes it fall everywhere. I don't like that. Okay, never mind. I don't like how that one didn't make a smooth cut or a smooth drill, so I'm going to use a step bit. It's a smaller hole, so that means I would have to just make more holes, but I'd rather do that than to have it looking like this. Okay, let's try again. This is so much nicer. Look at this one from the Forstner drill bit, and this is the step drill bit. Look how nice that is. As I was drilling, a pair of butterflies just flew by. I was too late to capture it. Yeah, there's a lot of holes, so it's very repetitive work. If you don't have a rodent issue, it's actually even better ventilation and easier if you just grab yourself like a hamper or something. But the only thing is that one doesn't have a lid. But if that's not even your concern, just get a laundry basket. Whoa. Okay, get back to you when I'm done with this part. So I actually shot the DIY part of the compost bin earlier this morning, and it got really hot and I couldn't finish it, and that's why I am going to finish it now. It's getting really windy up here. That was a lot of holes to drill, and I got all 4 sides done. The next one I'm going to be doing is the lid. Now with the lid, it shouldn't take us long. I'm going to drill just along the sides here so that it's harder for rain to get in. Okay, let's try this out. A suggestion to you guys is to not do drilling on a windy day. It's going to be a lot of cleanup to do later. But yeah, it looks like it vents well like that. So let's keep going. Okay, so we are done here. Got holes, crazy holes everywhere. All right, let's talk about the ratios. Just that you need to make it not smelly and all that. If you want more details about how to compost or what usually I put in my compost, be sure to check out that video, a previous video. I'll link it below for you. But here I just want to kind of touch on the basics of it. You try to layer like some browns and greens or wet and dry versus dry materials in here. So if you get that ratio correctly, it shouldn't be soggy, it shouldn't be smelly, especially when I'm going to be turning this. The more often you turn it, usually prefer once a week, twice a week, 1 to twice a week. But you know, the more often you turn it, the more it's going to get heat up, and it won't be smelly. It'll just break down and become really nice rich compost that you can put back for your plants. And also I got the sides here for ventilation. When you have it on the sides, I think it would be harder for rain to get in. So during the dry season like this, I can just leave this open and then close it back at night in case of rodents or something. Or if I'm going away somewhere, I can just keep it closed like this, and there should be enough ventilation, hopefully. If you're concerned of it being too like smelly, you rather just put a little more dry materials, brown materials, rather than greens, which is nitrogen. Yeah, so it's when you have too much nitrogen in there, in the green and the wet stuff, that makes it too smelly. But if you have a little too much dry materials versus wet, it'll just take much longer to break down, but at least it won't be smelly. And that might be the way to go, say if you have to go away for a while and you can't turn it, or you can't keep the lid off. So it's gonna be a little less ventilation, obviously, with the lid on. But yeah, that's the compost bin. I'm really excited that I can clean this up and get started putting some clip-ins in here and get this going. All right, right now let's show you guys the finished, or what I have so far done with the drain design. I finally got it. This is gutter guard mesh. I think this should be the perfect size holes for the drain, actually. So I only have one goal this evening, and that is to clean the basins, cut these to size, lay it down and glue it, or silicone it. Let's do this. Now I have figured a trick to close this thing. I don't know, it was just a theory. Let's see if it actually works. There you go. So let's see if this idea actually works. Yeah, is this dry? I got it. That was the trick. Okay, I think I need something. These metal weights. Gotta weigh this down. There. This is the weight to keep it flat. So this is what I was talking about, you guys. I don't know if you can see, but there is a little bit of silicone, an extra silicone on that's oozing out. I'm just going to leave it for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then I will put the saran wrap cone that I made back on. But right now I'm just letting it dry so that when I do need to use it, I can just easily pull it up from the top here. And so I'm basically creating a seal for the silicone. All right, check back in with you guys in the morning. It has set. Ooh, look at that, it's already going for its test. Nice. I just transplanted these. The carnation definitely needed to be up potted. So does the sweet potato. And even though we're in August right now, I'm just pushing my luck and see how well it does, because I am in Southern California. Rose, I also up potted. Okay, time to put the drain to the test. Mimicking rain. Yes! I haven't gotten around finishing all of the strainers yet. I kind of have to do it one by one because I don't have enough weights to lay them down. That is an elbow fitting there, and this goes down like that. That one over there does the same thing, an elbow, and have it run down this main pipe Let them connect like that all the way around. Here's that water hose, and this other side is saved for the water timer that I'm going to hook up on this side. So this goes all the way around like that. Oh, and then there's another connection here that takes you to that direction there. And then this tray over here are these two trays. So I think the compost bin might go somewhere over there or something, I'm not sure. But again, the system is designed to be portable, as long as it's not too heavy for me to lift it. You guys can also get the kind with wheels, so it would be easier if you plan on doing something similar to this. All right, so this one I got the elbow on the bottom. And on this tray, actually, I used a T. And because they didn't have one that would fit here perfectly, I had to get the 1 inch size, like 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch, and then just get the adapters. And that's how we made the T, so they can connect in this way, going down. So yeah, this is not done, but it's completed enough for me to lay out some plants to, you know, on all of these trays. Eventually, I'm gonna think about where I should put maybe like a little corner somewhere with a shade cloth so I can get some seeds, you know, started, and then harden them off and have them be around here. I also transplanted a few things. We'll see how they do. But yeah, this is, I think this is taking shape, and you can see the sun is setting right now. Okay. It has been a warm week as well here. I am seeing that so many of these eggplant flowers are in bloom. It's so amazing how much faster they grow up here. I'm so excited. Hopefully these fruits will form. And I got caper here. This caper is starting to bud. Look at that. I mean, these little flower buds. So really excited to see more of these things grow as I continue to develop this space. Thank you, you guys, so much for being a part of this wild adventure with me. If you're new to this channel, I'd love for you to go catch up on this Sky Garden series. I'll put a link below for you to go check out. Let me know in the comments if you guys had a really sunny area that gives you like more than 6 hours of sun a day. What would you grow there? Because for me, I think about more like very Mediterranean things, especially if I want to keep things lightweight. They're more drought tolerant, like the lavenders, the caper vine, eggplants, this rose, a wild rose I'm growing it for rose hips, and this is a California native. So a lot of the native things are going to be drought tolerant for because I do actually live in a drought area. If you would like to support this channel, go check out wendiland.com, my garden shop. Thank you guys so much for joining me out here today. Next week, I guess you'll get to see what kind of things or how much compost I've accumulated up here, and of course, some updates on how the plants are doing. Okay guys, I'm gonna go continue to enjoy the sunset, and I'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.